Hello, you're listening to Making Music, Making Connections, the podcast of Quench Arts, which is a community music organisation based in Birmingham in the West Midlands of the UK. My name is Liz and I'm one of the directors of Quench. And in this series of podcasts, we're going to talk about our work, about what community music actually is, and about the benefits of creative music making for its well-being and social impact. You'll hear more about our work, particularly in the mental health sector and in working with neurodivergent children and adults, and about how we can all be more inclusive in our practice and spaces. We'll also talk about what we're doing to support and develop our local music leader workforce and their well-being. You'll get to hear from some of our practitioners, our partners and beneficiaries about their experiences in learning, and you'll get to listen to some of the amazing original music that's been created on our projects.
Hi, I'm Nick, the other director of Quench Arts, and I'll be co hosting this podcast with Liz. Because of the nature of our work and the communities we engage, most of the opportunities that we offer are free to those involved, and we are so lucky to have some grants from organisations such as Youth Music and the National Lottery Community Fund to support our activities. The unfortunate thing is that this funding is generally time specific, doesn't cover the full cost of delivering our programmes, and also has other income targets associated with it. If you like what we do, the music that you hear, or appreciate the content of these podcasts and want to help us keep our activities going, you can find out more about our work, including how to donate, on our website, which is www.quench-arts.co.uk. We'd be really grateful for any support you can give.
Hello! In our last two episodes, we introduced some of our team and projects to bring to life our work and impact as a community music organisation. In the next couple of episodes, we want to explain a little bit more about Quench Arts, our vision, mission, and also the theory of change that we work towards through our music and wellbeing activities. Our vision at Quench is that everyone should have access to high quality participatory arts opportunities, and we specifically use music to try to make a real difference to people's lives. So, nurturing artistic talents in areas where opportunities might be limited, but also engaging disadvantaged individuals and communities in creative music making to improve well-being, community cohesion, and to build transferable skills. Our core aims are that people involved with Quench feel a sense of belonging when taking part in our projects, and creativity is very much at the heart of what we do. So we really focus on supporting people to create their own original music, which enables personal expression and also builds emotional literacy. We also encourage progression, and most of our activities focus on longer term participation and hopefully inspire lifelong musical engagement for the wellbeing benefits that this can provide. Our values incorporate things like addressing need, so not duplicating other opportunities or provision locally, but really targeting activity to benefit underserved or disadvantaged groups and areas or even genres of music where opportunities might be limited. And we specifically focus on partnership and collaboration with those groups and communities when devising projects. We have quality at the heart of all we do, so that's right from the initial planning stage of a project through to its delivery, but also monitoring and evaluation too. And we really value quality and depth of engagement over numbers reached. And the other thing to say is that we consider sustainability, legacy, and signposting opportunities for participants right from the outset of any project. We also value and support the development of our facilitator team. Basically, they are our strength, and we want to nurture and support them as well as we do for our participants. And then finally, we place value on learning and sharing our work with others. We're always open and honest in our evaluation, even when things haven't gone, quite so as well as we hoped. And we're happy to share that with others because we think it can improve the sector as a whole. We strongly value all the people involved with Quench Arts, whether they're participants, volunteers, staff or other stakeholders. It's basically the people who make our organisation and projects what they are, because they're key in creating the community and living the ethos of the organisation, and without them we wouldn't exist or have the impact that we do. We're passionate about our work and about the impact that creative music making can have on people's well-being, on their sense of social connectedness, their self-esteem and their resilience. And we're also passionate about advocating for the role that music can play in building a sense of community and in supporting people to keep well as potentially supporting people in times of crisis. We recognise the potential in everyone and will work hard to help people progress at a rate that they're comfortable with, whilst also offering some challenge to help support change. We value diversity. Our whole organisational ethos is based on inclusion and on removing barriers to engagement and respecting people as individuals, but we also recognise that there's always more that we can learn and do here. We really value people's previous experience and particularly their lived experience, but we don't allow this to limit our expectations or aspirations for what individuals can achieve. We know that sometimes people with very little prior musical experience can have the strongest musical or lyrical ideas, and we also know that sometimes the most creative individuals and musically gifted people can be those without any formal education or qualifications. We totally appreciate that access to higher and further education can be unfairly restricted for people without the financial means to support themselves through study, or even people without a level of attainment in completely unrelated subjects. So we really want to try and remove all of those barriers for people.
In terms of our wellbeing strand, our projects and activities work towards 3 longer-term aims: improve resilience, improve capacity to reach potential, and greater engagement in the arts. However, these 3 longer-term aims all have many medium-term outcomes which help achieve this wider impact. For example, to help build people's resilience, we work on things like improved social connectedness, increased emotional literacy, and improved self-management. To improve people's capacity to reach their potential, some of the medium-term outcomes are increased self-esteem, new or developed musical, personal and social skills, and new aspirations and optimism. To encourage greater engagement in the arts, we look to increase confidence to access alternative and mainstream participatory arts provision. We aim to increase awareness of local arts and cultural opportunities and a greater awareness of the social model of disability. And this model says that people are disabled by barriers in society, not by their impairment or condition.
In this episode, we're going to particularly focus on the building resilience outcome and talk about some of the activities that we offer to help achieve the medium-term outcomes we've set here. And we'll focus on some of the other longer-term outcomes in our next episode.
The first medium-term outcome is improved social connectedness to reduce isolation and loneliness. The way we do this is we usually initially offer individual sessions to build people's musical skills and social confidence, as often they're really nervous in attending at first. And when they are more confident, we build to working in pairs with another project member or volunteer, and then progress to group activities. In our Musical Connections programme for vulnerable and marginalised adults, we have a music support worker who works 1 day per week, and part of his remit is to support project members to form bands and also support them in performing at local open mics and events, widening their connections within their local community. And within this project, we also put together a regular newsletter, not only advertising the project's group sessions, but also any local events that may be of interest to them.
We also work in mental health inpatient settings through our plug-in youth project. So here, social connectedness is provided by the fact that we're external, non-medical people coming into the hospitals. We tend to have a young music leader role in each hospital team across the project year, and these are training roles for young people aged 18 to 25 to develop their music leading skills and experience in these settings. We also bring in a range of young performers across the year to perform to our participants, but also to listen to and feedback on the music that our participants have created to date. So this can really help with inspiring and motivating participants musically, as well as providing positive social interactions where generally our participants would otherwise only get to engage with other poorly, mentally unwell young people on the wards, which can potentially make the group dynamics changeable and larger group work inconsistent. So this is why we think it's really important to provide opportunities to meet other people to improve patients' social confidence for when they're discharged.
The next medium-term outcome for improved resilience is to develop more or stronger relationships, and obviously this is also linked to improved social connectedness. Most of the work we do is to engage people over a long period of time, usually at least a year. So over the course of their engagement with our projects, participants have the opportunity to build relationships with our staff as well as other project members gradually. And through being in any kind of ensemble or group session, there are lots of opportunities to get to know people through working together on a shared goal.
Because most of the projects in our wellbeing strand are designed to address isolation and loneliness, we feel that it's really important to progress people to group activities so that they can meet other people with similar interests and lived experience. So as well as our facilitated project sessions, we also provide people with social opportunities, which are often organised or steered by project members' advisory groups. So, for example, members of our Adult Musical Connections project have gone on a trip to a local museum to complete a murder mystery activity through investigating the artefacts there. But we've also taken groups to see theatre shows, we've run games and quiz nights and informal open mic nights, and even taken groups to perform at supportive externally run open mic nights locally. We feel that this really helps to encourage people to interact outside of the project sessions and to connect in other ways. We also run a weekend residential for Musical Connections members finishing their one-to-one sessions, and that's to build up their social confidence, to meet other new members and peer volunteers through small group activity. And in this way, more established members can help to support new members on the project, which also then improves their own feelings of self-worth. We're going to play some extracts now from a couple of original tracks created on our projects, which evidence strong relationships being built.
This first piece is from our primary age programme called Resilient Remix. In this song, Finley wanted to thank his mum for all of the support she gives him, even when she's had her own health issues. And when it was finished, he encouraged other members of the project to sing along to it and even do their own remixes. This is Thank You For All by Finley.
What you make me feel, it's real. You make me feel like I have a place in this world, like I'm living on smiles. Deep in all your dreams I feel so real. Thank you for all you made me something all of. You're all I see. Thank you for all you made me something all of. You're all I see.
Thanks, Nick. That's a lovely extract. I've actually chosen a track called Mental Health by Teddy. Teddy was a participant in one of the mental health hospitals where we work, who was at the upper end of our age range for the project. And I've chosen this track because he wrote this specifically for some of the younger participants on the project in another hospital as a positive message and to send them hope. We'll play the whole track at the end of another episode, or you can check it out on our SoundCloud account. But for me, it really shows that he's thinking about his audience and about what other young people might need who are going through similar things to himself at that age. So this is Mental Health by Teddy.
Why did I do that? How did I get here? It's like, why did I move back? Why weren't my head clear? Mental health left me that scared. I didn't even know that I had fears. Scared of opinions, people calling me weird. Schizo, para, don't even go there. Looking back now I've flown clear. Where could I go? I thought nowhere, until I looked into myself, saw my spirit. I thought, oh yeah, I can be someone teddy bear. I can make it, see the opportunities everywhere. You can judge but I don't care. Life's no game, it ain't fair. That's why you gotta be the best that you can. Make one, then don't stray from the plan. Yo, don't stray from the plan. Yeah. How can I be what I wanna be? if I wanna be not me? How can I be what I wanna be if what I wanna be is not me? How can I be what I wanna be if I wanna be not me? How can I be what I wanna be if what I wanna be is not me?
Our third medium-term outcome for improved resilience is to have a greater sense of belonging. A large majority of the people we work with are very isolated when we first meet them, so creating an environment where they feel safe and valued is of paramount importance, and that is why we place a huge value on getting people to attend group sessions. And through being part of a group, you're part of a community where everyone has a role that is important, and our music leaders ensure that everyone's input is heard and respected.
Also, our projects are steered by our project participants and are very much user-led. So, for example, participants set their own intentions against the 5 ways to wellbeing for what they want to get out of their one-to-one or project group sessions. And then for Musical Connections, we have a members advisory group which meets at least quarterly to decide things for the project. So that can be things like the content of masterclass sessions or the next social event, or even how to split the project budget between the various activities that we run. We also have member volunteer roles on our projects, so that can be things like peer support roles with training, or roles such as project advocates or newsletter contributors, or even event compares. We really try to incorporate user voice at every level, so not just in the music making itself, but also in the planning, delivery, and even in our evaluation framework, to build that sense of ownership in the music and the project itself, but also pride too.
The next medium-term outcome for improved resilience we want to focus on is to increase emotional literacy, and by that we mean an ability to express thoughts, feelings and emotions. And obviously music is a positive outlet for this, whether that is through writing lyrics or writing music that evokes a mood. Most of our programmes do focus on creating original music, as we feel that there is a real power in participants utilising music as a positive outlet for expressing whatever they are going through. So in our sessions we focus on lots of techniques around how to write songs or how to create instrumental tracks that convey whatever message the participants would like to get across.
We find that offering one-to-one provision is a really useful way to build people's musical skills and confidence before accessing group sessions, and also enables them to get to know and trust our music leaders and build a sense of rapport, and in this way to begin to open up about their experiences. Often, the most personal and poignant tracks tend to be devised through these one-to-one sessions, but in a lot of the group tracks, participants have really bonded over themes that are important to them. So we're going to play a couple of examples now where Nick and I have both chosen some group tracks to play which emphasise this. The first extract is from a track called Plastic Pollution, which was written by young people on our Wavelength Youth Mental Health project, and it highlights their concerns about the environment and the state of the world if our waste behaviour carries on as it is. So this is Plastic Pollution by our Wavelength project.
Never throw it away. We can all save the day. Think of what you do and the price you're gonna pay. There's a lot of things you wonder. Walking on the beach last summer, we saw all the toxic waste floating above the waves. We'd be throwing away plastic, but plastic throws us away. To you it might be just a game, but we're just saying it like this. We can say the wonder of recycling, but we can't be recycled. Think about the solution, biodegradable revolution.
Plastic pollution, what's the solution? Plastic pollution, what's the solution? Plastic pollution, what's the solution? Plastic pollution, what's the solution?
The song that I have chosen is from our female-only group, which is part of the Musical Connections project. The members of this group really wanted to write a song about female empowerment, as this was something they were all passionate about, and this is called Making a New World for Women.
We're making a new world
next outcome for improved resilience is to foster a greater awareness of the impact of music, and a good example here is our primary age project called Resilient Remix. In this project, we deliver school taster sessions around how music can be used for emotional regulation, so learning how listening to different types of music can affect our emotional state. For instance, certain types of music can make us feel happier, can motivate us, or it can calm us down.
We also run a music and mindfulness programme within our Musical Connections project, and this isn't focused on any tangible end product, but it's more about being in the moment and finding strategies which use music and mindfulness to help reduce stress and anxiety and build calmness through meditation, breathwork and mindful playing. In those sessions, we do listen to different types of music, but we also run free improvisation elements to practice being in the moment. And the sessions can really help people to become more aware of tension in their body when they play or sing and how to reduce this. And they also highlight the importance of slowing down the body and mind to bring connection and balance. To practice creativity and being present with no set outcome can actually be really freeing. It can build intrinsic motivation for creativity and mindfulness, which supports well-being, which goes beyond any external validation of achievement and can give people real strategies to help them better manage or cope with the daily challenges in their lives.
The final medium-term outcome for improved resilience is improved self-management. A lot of the people we work with struggle with everyday tasks, so our programmes help people to get into a routine by attending our sessions. Our music support worker role can help by meeting new members in a central location to travel on public transport to increase their confidence in being able to attend independently in the future. Also, as our programmes are generally long-term, running over multiple years, people can dip in and out of the project to help keep themselves well, so they can control what they want to do, when they want to attend, and manage their own schedule, which is a useful life skill for maintaining their own timekeeping and personal appointments.
And of course, being in a group session or a band means that you're learning how to collaborate, how to communicate and compromise, and how every small element can work together to make an effective whole. If you're in a group, you learn the importance of being reliable and on time, and of having a good work ethic to make the most of your rehearsal time. And hopefully this in turn helps to motivate and inspire you to independently work on your skills, technique and musical ideas ready for your next group session or band rehearsal. To finish off this episode, we're going to play a couple of examples of how music has helped with self-management.
The track I have chosen has been written by Tassine, who is a Musical Connections member who has learning difficulties. This is a great example of improved self-management, as in this song, Tassine sings about the responsibilities she has in her own life as she builds up her skills and confidence to become more independent within the family home. This track is called Be Safe, Be Happy.
Be safe, be happy, but you can do what you want. Be safe, be happy, and you can do what you want. Health and safety is very important. Don't burn the toast. Be careful with the kettle. Health and safety is very important. It's not just for me, but it's for everybody else.
Thanks, Nick. I really love that track, and I know that Tassine is incredibly proud of it too. I've actually chosen a track called Go With The Flow, which was written by our Songs and Soundscapes group, which is made up again of adults with learning difficulties. The lyrics that participants have written here really highlight the stigma associated with having a learning difficulty or a physical disability, and how some empathy, love and respect would make all the difference. And participants really wanted to add in some lines about the importance of opening up and talking about your troubles. We'll play out this episode by listening to the whole group track. Hope you enjoy it, and also hope that you can join us for our next episode soon. Thanks.